Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Suraj. I'm product owner of Frappe Builder. For those who don't know, Frappe Builder is a low-code tool that lets you create and manage your websites. So while working on Frappe Builder, I come across many different weird issues, and because the nature of that app is quite complex. So this talk is mainly about exploring one of uh, those issues and how I try to solve it. Mm, the title might seem a bit vague, but by the end of the talk, it will be uh, clear. So I'll start. When I was working on a page on Frappe Builder, I noticed one weird thing. While editing a page, I zoomed in, and the canvas looked like this. It was very choppy, and yeah, it was quite unusable at that point. So, bit of a context that Frappe Builder has been out there for use since more than 1 year, and I never faced this issue, and suddenly got this. So let me give you a quick uh, explanation of how this thing works. Like suppose I have this block and I want to zoom it. What we do is we set CSS property transform scale, and if I want to make it big, I change the value. And if I want to make it smooth, uh, I just change this value, and it looks like this. So that's it. The canvas zoom works like this under the hood. So back to the issue. Um, so back of my mind, since I recently did some core code changes, I thought that might be messing up with my canvas zoom. So I wanted to check what's going on. So I opened my DevTools to check what's the problem. And surprisingly, browser was showing dropped frames, full of dropped frames, but there were no JS code getting executed below that. And there was no obvious reason why this was failing. So, um, I could rule out that none of my code was interfering with this, and I tried uh, zooming in different browser, and it worked there. So the conclusion here was the issue was Chrome specific, and it was only in the latest version, because previously it was working fine, and I confirmed it by downloading the old version, and it was working fine. The zoom functionality was smooth. So this was because of one problematic Chrome update. So I then thought, um, what about other apps with similar functionality? They might be suffering too, right? So I checked Canva, and their Zoom was working fine. So even though this Chrome update broke my Zoom functionality, there was there was room for improvement. Um, and I tried to look for a solution. I wrote some keywords like zooming in is laggy, breaking, something like that, and found many people suggested using this CSS property to resolve your issue. So I tried it, and it fixed my issue. Yeah, Zoom was working fine. But when I noticed it, when I looked it closely, there was pixelation in the content of my canvas. Um, and this was not acceptable because that would be a very bad experience, editing experience in the canvas. So I, I obviously couldn't take this solution. Wanted to look for more solutions. So before finding for solution, I had to narrow down what the actual issue was. So what I did is I created another app with limited with only the canvas functionality and nothing else, so that nothing related to builder was interfering with the zoom functionality. So this thing worked fine. So the thing is, if this is working fine, then there is something in builder code that was interfering with the zoom. So as a developer, I do this often to debug issue. Um, what I do is, if one version of application is working and another is not, I tend to break it and see what the first I'll see what the difference is and try to break so that I can pinpoint what the issue is. So I did the same. I found these styles that were missing in the new app, and it was there in builder. So I moved it to new app, and it did broke. It did break my canvas. And think about it. This is just a bare bones canvas zoom and nothing else, and still it broke like this. Now the process of elimination. Um, from this two properties, I commented out box shadow and checked if it worked fine. And it did. It, the zoom was working very well. Now for some reason, I tried the opposite of it. I commented out border radius and enabled box shadow, and then tried again. It still worked. Um, so the first time that I commented out, I thought I got the solution. I could move ahead with this and just remove the box shadow, and I'll be done with this. But this thing created some mystery around it. So I also thought of this thing then. Um, this is elements of fire. If you want fire, you need these three elements, and if you take away one of it, you can extinguish fire. So this was similar. If you have border radius, box shadow, and scale, then you have a fire, CSS fire. And, um, and it felt like fire because I was quite desperate to solve this issue, because people who will update their Chrome browser will face this issue. So I had to deploy something. So to solve this, I fixed the issue by removing border radius, because it had minimum impact on how canvas looked. Also, technically, having border radius on canvas was not a right approach, because um, you are clipping off some pixels from your canvas. You should provide users with complete end-to-end pixels. You should not clip off. So that that got resolved, but the mystery still remains. This was the mystery. Why is using box shadow and border radius with border radius an issue? And the second one was, what I wanted to write what specific change in Chrome caused this issue. Um, First thing, so I tried to investigate to resolve first mystery. I did some research. I got to know that browsers do some optimizations out of the box. What they do is they delegate lots of heavy computing to GPU, and it is also called as hardware acceleration. Calculating box shadow style is almost always CPU bound because GPUs are not efficient for calculation needed for pixel blurring around your div according to the shadow you want to create. And the third one is style calculation of box shadow with border radius uses different and more complex strategy compared to normal rectangle shadow of box shadow. Like suppose you have a box and if you want to create a shadow for it, what um, browser does is it creates rectangle rectangle for that and it blurs it out, but it can't do same thing for rounded uh, cornered uh, rectangle. So it uses different and more complex which uses heavy computation to render that, and pair that with continuous scaling, it becomes even more heavy. And if you have a spread in your border radius, it continues to exponentially grow. Like suppose you have a small div and it grows, the shadow and the calculation grows even more. So that's why this gets really complicated for browser, and that's why it was getting choked. So, and the next mystery, what specific change that caused this issue is still a mystery. I don't know about it, but I know which version caused that issue. Uh, the version, Chrome version 126 started, I mean, from that version, this issue got introduced. So my next step will be to check what specific change they did and to get more insight on what is going on. But this is good insight enough so that I can think of uh, what are the properties that trigger hardware acceleration so that I could have more efficient user interface. Like for example, to solve this, there is one alternative solution as well. Like instead of box shadow, you could use drop shadow, a filter, CSS filter, because it triggers hardware acceleration and it is bit different. It takes bit different approach to render the shadow, and in my case it works because I don't I'm not very specific about how the shadow will fall, so that works. But right now I've removed border radius to solve this. um, yeah, I mean, this was one exploration I wanted to share. Learnings, I would say, as developers we are expected to create simple interface and easy to use interface for our users. Um, but it is our responsibility, developers' responsibility to understand the complexity of tools that you are using under the hood as well. So this pushed me to do that. This just reinforced that thought. So yeah, uh, having a deep understanding about your tools uh, helps you avert, helps you deal with the crisis situation, and I think this learning will be helpful in other situations as well. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you.